Good morning, Spain. How lovely to have you with us here once again at Hard Rock Hotel, Marbella. Today we're going to be talking about lots of Spanish food. Yummy, yummy. We'll be looking at the espeto de sardines, the sardines on the stick, Spanish ham, and also paella, a big favourite with everyone, I think, worldwide. We'll also be looking at the best ways to pack. It's Leo season. Nikki's going to tell us our horoscope, looking at books Leos will love, a little bit of fitness, and so much more. Stay tuned. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to be here once again, joining you, and we're going to start off with horoscope for Leo. Nikki, very exciting. You're a Leo.
I'm a Leo.
Hannah's a Leo.
I'm also a Leo.
Roar, roar.
I know. Yeah. So Leo season, so we basically starts end of July, runs to August the 22nd. So it's Hannah's birthday, then it's my birthday. And Leos, I think, sometimes get a bad press because people think they're very loud and larger than life, but actually they're very fun-loving, they're very warm, very generous. They're just sort of, very, very big-hearted people. So I think it's quite nice to embrace that energy this season and look at us and, and in the sun and what we're doing and what do we really want to get out of the next few months of our lives. And we should harness that Leo energy to move forward and get to where we want to be.
Love it.
Are you going to do that? Is that something you have on your plan with your birthday preparations?
I'm happy with all of those things. It's funny, one of the negative traits that sometimes is said about Leos is selfishness. And we've often talked, particularly in Simon's segments, the idea of being able to put yourself first, particularly mothers with children who are used to doing everything for other people. And the idea of being selfish is always seen as a negative thing, but it can be seen as a positive thing. The importance of looking after yourself, self-care, thinking I need a break, I need to look after myself, is really important for our well-being and mental health.
Exactly, and I think that's what we should do because Leos, I don't think it is selfishness. I think they're just very, very happy to put themselves out there, not care too much about what other people are thinking. And I think that's what we need to harness, to kind of go, and look at them and go, actually, that's good that they are living their life for themselves, being true for themselves, and take that as a positive.
But we tend to project, I think, in the sense of if someone's not positive, doesn't have that confidence, it's like if you don't have money to go shopping. I don't like shopping. It's not just you don't like shopping, but you don't like it because you can't do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's sometimes the case, perhaps, when we look at others, because we can't be like them. We resent how they are because I'm not like that, so why should you be like that? I think there's maybe some of that to it
which
too.
Which is sad, isn't it? That's not a nice way to live, because you should go, they're happy, they're good, and I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
But Leos do have negative traits, only a few, but we do have a few. So they can be very stubborn. Very stubborn. If you've made your mind up and you don't want to budge and you know what you want, because they're a fixed sign. So Leo is a fixed sign, Taurus is a fixed sign. And once you've made your mind up, it's like, and I know I'm definitely like that. You're a bit like that as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
And so it's they can be quite stubborn. They can sort of, they can, I mean, everybody can be selfish, but they can kind of go, this is what I want, this is what I want. And sometimes, because they're quite bold, overlook perhaps other people's needs when they're focusing on their own. I think also, though, with astrology, Leo is our sun sign. So when we talk about, the season, it's the sun sign. So he might have like a different moon sign.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Because I hear you like sun sign with
sun
Venus
rising,
and moon rising.
yeah.
Exactly. What does all that mean?
So your sun sign is like how you sort of, I'm happy. I walk into a room. This is how I look, sort of on this level, at a surface level. Your moon sign. So PJ, for example, might have like a water sign moon, which is more, your moon sign is your emotions, not the things that everybody sees. So like was only, a close friend would see, like your internal sort of feelings, emotions. And then your rising sign, so in astrology, it's the three main are the sun, the moon, and the rising. Your rising sign is when you ask how other people perceive you. So they might go, oh, Nicole's really bold and really outrageous to do. But then somebody who knows you might go, actually, that's what you think she's like, but but she's actually quite private or gentle or whatever. So you have different.
And how is that based on the date you're born? All those three are dictated by that?
So obviously the sun is where the position of the sun is when you're born. Your moon sign is dependent on where the moon is. So the date, the time, and the location of your birth. And you have all these tools in astrology to work out exactly where the planet was when you're born. So your moon sign, you always need the location, date, and time. And so you create, and it's where all the planets are, and then you can see the different signs. So when you do see the typical sign like a Leo, and you think actually they're quite quiet, which you wouldn't expect. There's all the other planets at play. But I do think Leo men and Leo women are definitely different. They're different. I just think that, I mean, and they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
They have different traits. I think Leo women are much more a bolder, more a bit more out there. I think Leo guys can step back a bit. And negatively with a Leo man sometimes can be a bit controlling. It's that sort of that kind of feeling. Whereas I think Leo women are more out there, a bit more authentic. So yeah, so it's a great season. To harness the energy and just wherever we think we're playing small, look at Leos who don't play small and go, right, I want to look at that and I'm going to take the opportunity. I'm going to put myself out there and
But I think
play big.
We've talked before about like confidence and how as humans, particularly British people, are a little bit reserved and feel that if we're confident, people will think we're cocky or arrogant and she thinks a lot of herself, that kind of thing. So we're sort of brought up to be a little bit understated.
Dim your lines.
Yeah,
Demure.
exactly. Whereas to stand there and go, I'm really good at what I do. I'm very confident. I'm a great friend. I'm a good people. To start talking about yourself in a positive light, we're kind of scared to do, and I think Leos naturally are sort of better at doing that.
Yes, so we've all got something to learn.
I don't care because we're
good at that.
and actually, as a Leo, what great month to have your birthday, the summer months.
Yes, exactly, in the sunshine.
Summer months, yeah.
And on that note of confidence, thank you very much and happy birthday, girls.
Happy birthday.
Growing up, my grandmother loved to have sardines on toast. I don't mind it myself, actually. Sometimes the body even asks for it. But I don't think I'd ever seen, until I came to the Costa del Sol, sardines on a spit, cooked in the sand. That was something that was just so unique for me to see, and apparently unique to the Costa del Sol of Malaga.
Oh, wow.
I mean, isn't it just, it's quite fascinating how sardines are such a big deal here.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's specifically from the Malaga region. So I'm sure anyone who's been to Malaga, you would have seen, if you're walking on any promenade, in the little boats, how there's always people cooking, well, any type of food really, but specifically sardines on a big metal skewer leaning towards the flames. There's a whole technique to it and everything. I mean, I don't think you can just
just put
it
them
in.
No, I mean, you don't have a chef to make the espeto. The espeto is what they call the skewer of sardines. They're called espeteros because it's the angle that you position it, because it's the smoke, the heat that cooks it. They're not cooking it on the flame.
Right.
So they just want to angle it over the fire, usually with olive wood, I think, to get the right flame, the right flavor of the smoke to then cook it. So it's very important to have the right angle, the right height above the thing, using the right wood, the right amount of cooking. It's quite
It's a whole science.
it is, and the person who cooks it
is
is called an espetero, which is the person who makes the espetos, which means to skewer.
Which is perfect. I don't know about you. Have you ever tried it? I
Oh,
love
lovely
it.
with lemon and a bit of salt on.
Oh,
Exactly.
I think it tastes better. I don't know what it is.
So
Yeah.
if you have a fresh sardine, and you can tell a fresh sardine, because when you go to eat it, literally the fish falls off the bone.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
But if you find that it's a little bit stuck to the bone or stodgy, it's certainly not fresh.
No.
Easiest way to tell. If that is just not like falling off the bone, ask them to change your sardines. Thing to have normally 5 or 6 sardines skewered sideways and then cooked on this lovely spit over the fire. It's probably, I think, for me, like the start of the summer when you go to have the first sardines. It definitely is the start of the summer.
And when like you kind of like you walk along the beach, the promenade, it's almost like the whole kind of experience, isn't it? You're walking along, you see the chiringuitos, you see the preparing.
I mean, even
all
the chiringuito is such a Spanish thing.
beautiful.
You know, which I think started by doing these sardines on the beach, and people started coming, and then you sell them, and then you're having these little restaurants on the beach. So definitely
gorgeous.
very Spanish, worth trying. Does anyone remember that game? I packed my bag and in it I put, well, when I travel, I put everything. I mean, I don't know why we do this.
Just in case we need it.
Well, I kind of think for me, I could be a different, not personality, but feel differently on a different day. So one day I might feel, and the other day maybe it's like an autistic type thing almost, that the material doesn't fit, or I don't know. So I take extra for that reason. but I always end up with taking
Too much.
so much and
much.
wearing the same thing
It's a real girl
every
thing.
day.
It's a real girl thing. We
It really
always
is.
take too much.
I know.
And then you end up buying something when you get there in the shop because you
wearing
want
that
it,
instead.
and then you're squeezing your suitcase
Or
close.
buying
to get
another
home.
suitcase.
Yeah.
Sitting on top of it.
Buy a second suitcase, shoving it in your hand luggage, wearing treetops to the airport,
So we're kind of a similar, right? Because I'm going to say we
Yeah.
take everything.
just in case.
Just in case 18 pairs of knickers for weekends.
Yeah, I was
Not
gonna say
enough.
underwear.
Yeah,
2
always,
days,
isn't
20
it?
pairs. You never know.
But do you know what? It's always those extra things that you end up packing. They're probably the ones that you end up wearing though, isn't it?
Yeah,
As you
yeah.
say. But one thing that I thought that we could have a little chat about on that topic, just because obviously lots of us are traveling around a lot like over the summer, so to try and prepare as much as possible. So one thing that I thought that we could do is kind of go through how you can prepare your outfits and then also pack them as well.
Oh, that's
So,
a good idea. So
good
you really
idea.
got it clear.
Really clear. So one thing, I don't know if you ladies do this, like this is just a super easy way. You can get any like bags that you've got at home to make
Yep.
it super easy, and you basically prepare your looks. So it could be like, for example, your shorts and your t-shirt, that they go in one bag. Then you get your bag, your handbag, put that in a separate bag. Then you get your jewellery bits, put those in a separate bag. Then you get your shoes. Always make sure that you clean them first and then put them in either just like a
Clean
plastic
your
bag.
shoes. Now that's
I
a
know.
concept.
Yes.
I know this sounds really, really crazy because I always think that when you get there and you've got your outfit all ready, your shoes are all nice and clean, you're literally all ready to go.
I love that idea that you really got everything together
Yeah.
in a pack. So then you really do know that you are covered.
And I love this. It's a see-through bag because you can just visually
And I love
see
the
it.
fact that
Yeah.
even preparing the jewellery
Yeah.
that you're going to wear
Yeah.
with it, that you really got everything together.
Yeah.
I think it's as well because then it kind of, I don't know about you ladies, but it really helps me kind of like to organise my mind to be like, right, this day I've got that in mind. And then as you say, for those extra outfits, you can put them in separate bags and be like, on the
Just
off
in
chance, yeah, I'm feeling really
They've
rubbish.
got the extras.
Yeah.
One thing I learned when I was packing was to roll it up.
Yes.
That really, because you think it doesn't seem logical, because if you got
Yeah.
it flat, it would fit more.
Yeah.
But when you actually take the garments and roll them up,
I
and when
know.
you girls travel, do you tend to take like the big case? Because you travel quite a lot. You taking the 20 kilos, or you?
Because if I go away, I'm going away for 3 weeks or a month, so I need the big case.
Yeah.
And then I just have I have a carry-on thing that I have like my book, but the usual kind of thing in
Yeah.
it. But I'm the same as you. I used to kind of really overpack, but now since I've got a bit older, I always bring 2 or 3 kind of sporty outfits
Yeah.
to change into, and I bring kind of a few like long hippie dress type things with a couple of pairs of shoes that I can kind of mix and match. And I always pick a few bits of jewellery
Yeah.
and put them there, so it's kind of easy. But I always end up buying something when I go away, because if you go away, so you go to India, you go to Bali, you always see something in the
Yeah, and
shop.
it's so different from
So
what
I
we
have, I
see
come back with
normally.
more things.
Yeah.
See, I always have to leave a bit of space just in case I
Yeah,
go shopping.
just in case,
Yeah.
always. Or buy another suitcase.
Exactly,
yeah.
that's always the way.
Then you have to pay for more. It's another suitcase as well to pack
Yeah.
in, so it's better to squeeze it into the one
Yeah,
you have.
it's so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we hope a few of these tips help. Let us know how you pack. When you think of car or motorbike insurance, think Linear Director. When you most need your insurance company, Linear Director are there for you. With tow trucks, courtesy car, mechanics, legal advice, even overnight stay in a hotel if you need it. There's a whole department dedicated to us Brits with people who speak English there to help us. If you're looking for an insurance policy that really takes all your needs into consideration whilst you're driving in Spain, then Linear Director really is the company for you. Why don't you give them a call? 952 14 78 34 or contact them online. You either love it or you hate it. Most of us love it. Jamón, Spanish ham. The one that you're walking through the supermarket and there are legs of it just hanging in the supermarket. Way too much for me. The smell, the whole thing of having an animal hanging in the supermarket took me a long time to get used to. What about you girls?
I've gone through phases, actually.
Yeah.
I've gone through phases of loving it and can't get enough of it, to being a little bit about it, exactly as you say.
Yeah.
It is a love or hate thing, definitely. But I'm in a I enjoy it phase at the moment.
it doesn't
definitely.
faze you.
But it's interesting how many different types there are. People will notice that it can be really expensive, even if you're buying it where it's pre-sliced.
Yeah.
You can see a packet of it that's like 16 euros, and you're like, what? For a bit of sliced ham? And then you can see a packet of it that's like 2 euros, and you're like, how can that be? It makes a huge difference, doesn't it? How long it's been hanging for, also the grade of the ham, how the animal was kept, what they've eaten.
Very much on what they've eaten. I think the classifications are based on how they're fed, aren't they, Lily?
Yeah, so we have the main types of Jamón Ibérico specifically, which is the usually more
Iberian ham.
Yeah, so they come from Iberian pigs. You have the Jamón Ibérico de Cebo, which means they
fed on
eat
grain
and like cereals and stuff. And then you have the bellota, which is the extremely expensive
And
one.
that's the acorns. They're fed on
100%
acorns.
acorns.
This is like the top one you're talking about. The Finca
Black
the 5
normally.
the
is
5
like
stars.
Yeah.
So there's different grades within that. So you have the Cebo as the cheapest, although it's not that cheap, and then you have the 100% bellota, but there's degrees in between, so they might be mixedly fed and stuff like that. I love it. I mean, I must say, I don't know if this is good or bad, but I love ham. I could eat it all day, every day.
I think a bit like I go through phases.
Yeah.
If I don't think about it, then I'm fine. If I think about what I'm eating, then it changes it completely. But undeniably, I think it's one of Spain's most famous dishes. I remember when we had friends who'd come over from the States with Nortel, and they made the very first 3G phone call in Spain. So it was a very big deal, and they went to the palace, obviously, because this was the first, very big deal. And they came back and they said, they served us meat and fruit. Like, what? But meat and fruit. They had melon con jamón, melon and ham.
I love that. Yeah.
But the American people were in shock. They were served meat and fruit.
Yeah, what is
That's
this?
a nice dish, though.
Which
so
it's a
nice,
lovely dish, but again, I hadn't thought of it from a foreigner's perspective, because I've basically grown up with this dish. It's very normal to me to have this type of ham, but it's still find it difficult in the supermarket, seeing it and that smell. I really can't get around that.
You can definitely taste the difference. I have had some expensive ones, and they are stunning.
Yeah.
And
I'm not taste the acorn, can't you? It's like nutty and
melts.
I'm not a big fan of the cheaper stuff. The stuff that you would normally potentially get with melon, that's a lot looser. That you can sort of wrap around.
Well, they tend to in a lot of places put prosciutto and not the ham. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can
the
like.
The thicker
such
stuff that's oily, and that's quite nice.
Yeah,
Well, I like it, but when it's sliced very thinly. But that's an art in itself.
It is.
And they have competitions, don't they, about the way that the ham
Not
is
anyone can do
sliced.
it. I mean, I don't know if you've tried before, actually. And I have. I went to a buffet once, and they had the knife and the ham, and I was like, oh, I was born for this.
Yeah.
No.
Really?
I like it super thick. It's so
Yeah.
difficult.
Because it's like
for me,
paper
the thinner
thin.
it is, the
It's
better.
really hard. We've been gifted by our landlord a leg of jamon a few times for Christmas, and the first time we were like, what do we do with this? So we had to go and buy the stand and everything, because it needs to fit on a proper, you can't just have it sitting in the kitchen. So you had to get the proper stand, and then we got like the proper knife, and we were getting quite invested. And you have to, I mean, it's not, sorry if you're vegetarian, vegan, but you have to slice quite a lot of the fat off the top before you get to the meat underneath. And it is quite a skill. We didn't do very well at it for quite a while. As you say, people train for it. There's competitions. It's not just
and
just
they do
actual
ferias
art.
del jamón. You went to one just
there's
recently.
quite a few across Spain, so have a look.
And how was it? Was it good? Did you enjoy it?
Well, I mean, again, I love ham, so it was fabulous for me. It was ham and cheese, this one specifically, but there's quite a few across Spain that vary, but are all similar concepts. So
Oh my gosh.
I've been to a jamon museum.
Oh!
Yes, I can't remember where it is, Grazalema, somewhere like that, in sort of inland Spain, about a few hours away from the south coast. And there was the particular area is famous for mushrooms and jamon. And my husband and I were just wandering around the village, and there was a jamon museum, and we were like, oh, how exciting. And we went in, it was like a couple of euros, and at the end of it, you got a free piece of jamon after you learned about how it was.
Yes,
exactly.
So you sat there and watched a video and saw how, I haven't saw how it was made. I mean, but anyway, it was fascinating. And we thought it was hilarious, because there were, like in glass cabinets, there were like famous legs of jamón, and there were
years.
couples that were getting selfies with this leg of jamón behind them, and we were like, this is the weirdest experience ever, but we love it.
It just goes to show the
How
different
much of a-
perspective
Yes.
of life. Let's pose with this dead leg.
Yes, it's just bizarre. We were like, this is amazing. We should get a selfie.
I was going to say, did you get a selfie?
Absolutely.
When in Rome, do as
Exactly.
the Romans.
Exactly.
When in Raffalemma,
Take a photo with like a
So
ham.
funny.
Anyway, Lily went along to this ham fair, and we're going to go join her and take a little look.
Oh. In Spain, el Jamón Ibérico is more than just food, it's practically royalty. The country has around 3.5 million hectares of dehesa, the landscape where Iberian pigs are traditionally raised. A top quality Iberian ham can take more than 3 years to cure, and a whole leg can weigh around 7 to 10 kilos. Spain also has some of the country's most important ham festivals. Aracena in Huelva hosts one of the best known Iberian ham fairs with almost 30 editions. In Monasterio, Extremadura, the annual Día del Jamón attracts more than 10,000 visitors. Here in Estepona, the Feria del Jamón Poppy celebrates Iberian ham with tastings, producers and professional ham cutters, bringing this Spanish tradition to the Costa del Sol. Iberian ham is also a major export product, with Spain sending it to more than 100 countries around the world. From Huelva to Extremadura and the Costa del Sol, these fairs show how deeply Iberian ham is connected to Spanish culture and tradition. Have you ever tried jamón ibérico?
We're talking about typical Spanish food, so how could we not include the paella? It is actually World Paella Day on the 20th of September. Obviously, a very famous dish. I think everyone around the world will resonate with Spain and paella, which makes me laugh because paella, for me, sounds like for her, and paella would be for him. But paella is actually just the name of the dish the dish is cooked in. Did you know that?
Oh, no.
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
The actual dish, that dish is called a paella.
That would make sense, actually.
So the pan it is cooked in is called the paella, and that's why it's called paella.
Oh,
so
I
there
love
you go.
that.
Little bit of useless information.
I learned that today. Yeah, I never knew that.
Well, the paella is, I say, for me, I love the paella. It originates from Valencia, the rice fields of Albufeira, which I have been to. It's quite impressive.
Wow.
And it's been going since the 14th, 15th century as a thing, I think, from the workers to make that cheap meal with rice, rabbit, chicken.
Seafood.
Yeah.
Nope, not originally.
Oh, that's
Seafood
expensive,
is one of
isn't
the
it?
adaptations, but the original paella and the one that is protected as a heritage for Valencia only has 10 ingredients, and that would be the chicken, the rabbit, and then the oil, rice, and beans, broad beans and different beans. But
Yeah.
no, seafood is not part of the original Valenciano paella.
And it's super thin, isn't it?
And that's
Really
the thing.
thin.
It's got, they cook it very, very thin. And for me, what I like the most is the socrat. The socrat is when it's cooked properly, it has this like caramelized, glazy bit on the bottom. So a really well cooked paella will have the perfect rice on top, but then you'll be able to scrape off the socrat from the bottom, which is just my
it's
favorite.
lovely. People can get really offended when people add different ingredients. So I remember years ago there was this big hashtag paella gate because Jamie Oliver did a recipe and put chorizo in it.
Oh yeah, I mean, like,
And the Spanish
So it's
were
not
like,
a
up in
paella.
arms,
Yeah,
you
what
can't
is
put
this?
that in. But you know, it's one of those, isn't it? People
nowadays,
can
in the
sort of do what
sense
they
of you
like.
have a traditional paella,
Yeah.
and then you have a rice dish. So I see where they're coming from. If it's paella, then in theory it would have that. But now you can add seafood. You can have black paellas
Yeah.
done with the squid, the black
Squidding,
tint
yeah.
of the squid. When I make paella, I was taught by a grandmother from Córdoba, I think. But then over the years, I adapted it, and I'd add a little bit of brandy, a little bit of this.
I love that. Yeah, make it your own.
I would definitely recommend for people to not try it in a beachside restaurant that has photographs of the paella outside.
Oh, I don't know. I disagree. I
Really?
think it may depend if you're in a very touristy area.
Well,
but
yeah.
in Spain, a lot of very typical places do have these photographs, which is kind of weird. But I think in a very touristy area that's very come and go, I wouldn't try it there. And it's very difficult actually to get a very good paella when you're used to having a good paella.
Yeah.
So once you
Yeah.
know the difference,
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
had
But
some bad
typical
ones.
Spanish bars,
really.
I think, would be
It's
a
my
good place.
favourite dish. There's
Yeah.
even debates within Spain about like who has the best rice dish, who has the best paella, and I do think the Valencianos take that prize as it comes from there and everything. But
I do, and I like that. I say when my daughter became vegan, then I'd make it. It's very easy
can
to make a
adapt
dish.
it,
You can
yeah.
make it very easy to make a
vegetable.
vegetarian or a
Yeah,
vegan
yeah.
paella, and
Definitely.
it really is. It's like a Sunday roast for the Brits,
Yeah, it really is.
isn't it? You know, the
Yeah,
paella
it
on a
is.
Sunday, we have paella.
Yeah.
Very much so, and the typical is to eat it out the paella dish directly
Yeah.
with wooden spoons. You got your bread to like scoop with.
Yeah,
Bread's
a
a
nice
must.
little salad as well. On
Yeah, a
the
little bit of fresh
side.
salad.
Yeah, exactly.
Something I
Tinto.
learned recently is that it's very much a lunchtime dish in Spain.
Yeah.
Spaniards
Only.
would never have it for dinner.
It's
Yeah,
way
no,
too heavy
never.
for nighttime.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
never see a Spaniard ordering paella at nighttime.
Yeah, no.
It's a very
Lunchtime.
heavy dish.
Yeah.
And so you know, so foreigners, please don't, because you will suffer
Yeah.
indigestion, heartburn, you won't sleep, it'll be
Yeah.
way too hot.
Yeah.
But it's a
Yeah.
big mistake tourists make going out and paella for dinner.
Yeah.
It's
And
in
only
a typical
lunchtime.
Spanish
Yeah.
place, they won't necessarily serve it for dinner.
Exactly, they
Yeah,
wouldn't be on the...
lunch.
And also, if you order in advance, if you go to a restaurant and order a paella and it arrives in 10 minutes, it's not fresh.
So true. Now, we went to visit the lovely Lulu, who's given us a recipe of how to make paella. Let's take a look.
El aceite de oliva, ¿vale? Y el pollo, realmente es crudo, pero yo ya aquí lo he cocinado un poquito.
Para que sea más rápido.
Claro, si no vamos a tardar mucho.
Okay, so first we've got the olive oil in.
Y el pollo que está medio cocinado.
And our lovely Lulu said that normally you would put the chicken in without cooking, but because we're doing it for television quickly, then she's pre-cooked it, which you can also do.
Esto es un refrito de tomate y pimiento y ajo,
This is tomato, peppers and garlic,
cortado muy pequeñito,
cut up in tiny little pieces,
y lo he cocinado durante media hora, más o menos 30 minutos.
and then it's being slowly cooked during 20 minutes, half an hour. Como para reducirlo, ¿no?
Claro,
To like
exacto.
reduce it.
Para hacer un refrito, como el típico refrito andaluz, de
Which is a very-
base de cualquier comida.
And Lulu's saying that this is the base of any Spanish dish, particularly in Andalusia, would be the tomato and the garlic and the peppers. It's called sofrito.
Sofrito, sí. En este caso no le ponemos cebolla porque endulza demasiado, pero pimiento y tomate y ajo siempre.
She's saying she's not using onion because it makes it too sweet, but always the garlic, tomato and pepper.
Dejamos aquí un poquito.
That's interesting that it makes it sweet.
Y te explico mientras lo que tengo aquí.
Lulu says that she likes to put in everything already peeled so it makes it easier to eat. It's como un arroz ciegas, ¿no? So arroz a ciegas,
Claro,
one
para
you
que
can
sea
eat
más cómodo de
blind,
comer,
so
claro.
you
Mira,
don't have
estas
to worry.
gambas son gambas frescas, gamba blanca. Yo la he pelado y con las cabezas y las cáscaras he hecho un caldo.
So what she's saying is these are fresh white prawns, and what she's done is she's peeled them, but with the heads and the peels, she's made this broth,
Que es el caldo que va en el arroz.
which is the broth that she will then put into the paella.
Después llevamos el mejillón cocido, que lo he pelado, y calamar cortadito en trozos pequeños, calamar fresco.
So little pieces of squid and mussels that she's
Almejas.
also taken out the shells.
Almejas, que me gusta ponerlas peladas, pero también me gusta poner alguna con cáscara.
So she's
porque-
peeled some clams, but other ones she's going to put in for decoration with the shell.
Y aquí está el arroz.
And here's the rice. ¿Cómo mides el arroz? How do you
Vale.
measure the rice?
Esta es una paella como para 5 personas. Hay como medio kilo de arroz.
So this is a paella for about 5 people, and that requires about half a kilo of rice.
Vale. Y es un arroz bomba, un arroz La tipología de arroz es arroz bomba, no podemos echar un arroz basmati ni un arroz fino, tiene que ser arroz bomba. Sí.
It can't be fine rice or a basmati rice. They call it the bomba rice, and as you can see, it's like more like little pearls. It has to be this type of rice. But if you go into a supermarket, you can see that it says on it often the rice for paella.
Ya que tenemos el refrito, que ya está caliente la paellera, ya está, que vemos que está hecho el pollo y tal, ya echamos el arroz.
Once the chicken is well cooked, then she puts in the rice.
Y lo mezclamos bien, lo dejamos como tostar un poco.
Mix it in well and let it soak up all those wonderful juices. Let it a little bit of toasting.
Para que coja todo el sabor. Y en este punto yo le he hecho el azafrán. A mí me gusta mucho, se puede utilizar cualquiera, pero me gusta utilizar este, que es el que utilizaba mi abuela, que es el del avión. Es una cajita azul. En Mercadona lo podéis encontrar.
So you're saying now she's going to put in the saffron. This is the one her grandmother used. She's saying you can get it in Mercadona.
Sí, es el único sitio que lo encuentro.
That's the only place she gets it, but you can use any of the saffron.
Sí, pero este me gusta mucho.
But we don't tend to use real saffron, which is very expensive. You can get saffron in the supermarkets, and you can also get paella saffron flavoring. También se venden.
Sí, este es como un porcentaje de azafrán con alguna especia más. Pero
So
este
this one
está
does have a
bastante-
little bit of saffron and a little bit of spices
pero
for the
este
paella.
es mi preferido para mí.
Como la abuela.
De hecho, cuando viajo a otros países que hago paella, me llevo de esto en la maleta siempre.
So when Lulu says she travels to make paella, this is the one she takes with her. And now that broth that
Ahora
she
hecho el
made
caldo.
with the prawn heads and bodies, tails and skins.
Hecho hasta cubrir el arroz.
Put it in enough to cover the rice.
Y lo movemos un poquito.
Move it around a little bit.
A mí me gusta echar el marisco al final para que no se quede tan seco, porque si se cocina, el arroz tarda justo 15 minutos. Si cocinamos todo el marisco desde el principio, va a estar muy seco al final. Entonces me gusta echarlo.
Lulu's saying that she puts in the seafood at the end because the rice needs to cook for 15 minutes. And if she puts the seafood in at the beginning, it'll be too dry. It doesn't take long to cook, so
Y
she's
ahora-
going to put that in nearer the end.
Yo miro la hora, son 7 minutos, hay que sumar 15 minutos, que serían, hay 22 justo, lo retiro. Otra más, bueno,
Once Lulu has put the rice in the right place, she'll then leave it and won't stir it until it's finished, but she will give it a shimmy.
solo lo movería así, para que no se queme demasiado por abajo.
And that is the only movement that you can do in a paella once the rice is in its position. No stirring. From this point, we were just giving it a little shimmy, a shake, and perhaps turn the angle of the pan.
Sí. Y muy importante el caldo, echarlo caliente. Yo lo he echado muy caliente, para que no se rompa la temperatura.
Oh, a very good trick Lulu's saying is that she had the broth hot. So if you put the broth hot into the paella, you're not cutting down the temperature, and therefore you can stick to the 15 minutes cooking time. Good tip. Add hot broth.
Las almejas sí las voy a ir echando ya, pero el marisco que está cocinado lo echaré al final.
The fresh clams are going in, but the pre-cooked mussels will wait, and the squid a bit later. Another shimmy.
Bueno,
Taste test. Just checking for the seasoning. No has añadido ni sal ni
sí, un
pimienta.
poquito. Cuando dice, al principio, no sé si me has visto, he echado un poquito, pero el caldo ya de las gambas tiene el sabor del mar. Entonces no le hace falta mucha sal.
So not needing much salt in there, because I was saying no salt and pepper. So with the exception a little bit she put at the beginning,
Exacto.
because of the saltiness of the broth, which is the prawn heads and shells, you really don't need it. So you can always add in, you can't take out.
Es importante que se cocine de forma-
If you see it's cooking one side more than the other, you just turn the pan around, because the tables, particularly in a garden, aren't always straight.
Le quedan como 9 minutitos. Entonces yo creo que es un buen momento para echar el calamar.
9 minutes to go, more or less, of cooking time. So now we're putting in the squid. the muscles. When everything's already peeled, they call this a blind paella, una paella ciega, because you can literally just close your eyes and eat it. I personally love the shells and messing around with all that, but using them as a spoon.
Yo pongo algunas almejas enteras porque me gusta que se quede el arroz dentro y...
The same as
Pero es una cosa mía personal.
That's what I was just saying, Lulu. I like a few shells so I can use them as a spoon. La cuchara perfecta.
Bueno, sí, más o menos un poquito
More or
más.
less 5 minutes of cooking time
Con las
left.
gambas.
In go our fresh white prawns. Another little shimmy.
Les voy a ayudar un poquito a que...
Tuck the prawns in so they cook.
Porque les echa un poquito más tarde de lo que suele. Y ya son los últimos minutos. Y me gusta en los 2 últimos minutos dejar que se cree un poquito el socarrat, la capa de abajo crujientita, que no es quemado, pero es crujientito abajo.
The very special part of any paella, as any paella fan will tell you, is the socorrat, which is a little film of not burnt bit at the bottom, but it's a little bit juicy, like a little bit more stickier. And everyone fights over it in a typical Spanish or international household that's used to eating a lovely paella. And this is when you know it's nearly ready. You can hear it sizzling. Can you hear it sizzling?
Muy importante también hacer la paella en fuego, no en vitro ni...
Yeah, and this is an important thing. When you make paella, it really needs gas. It will not be the same if you make it on a hob or on an electric. It really does need to be gas, otherwise it's so dry. Se hace muy seco si no se hace con gas. It's very dry.
Mami, es que no... Se te puede dar el arroz cocido.
Lulu's just saying directly, just don't make it if it's not done on gas.
El arroz se cuece, no se
It
fríe.
cooks
Tiene que estar como
differently.
frito un poquito.
It needs to be more like fried.
El la vitro nunca te va a hacer ese ruido.
And you're not going to get the same effect. Lulu and I were just chatting
Ya estaría.
that another trick for measuring out the rice is 2 handfuls per person and then double the amount of water. And now it's ready. Lulu, this looks amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Look at that paella. And our master chef, Lulu, thank you so much.
Good morning, Spain.
Linear Director has come up with a squatter policy for just €24 a year. You don't have to have your home insurance with them. This is a completely separate matter to protect you from squatters. For more information, call 952 147834 or their website, lineardirector.com.
Sometimes there are numbers that shape your life. Thousands of minutes putting in your contact lenses, hundreds of blurred memories, and many lost pairs of glasses. But there are also numbers that give you confidence. For more than 30 years at Baviera, we have performed 1 million treatments, 1 million reasons for a life without glasses. Baviera Ophthalmology Clinic.
A shout out to all the Leos. As a fire sign ruled by the sun, as Nikki said, we're bold, passionate, and allegedly not one to shy away from a little bit of drama. Represented by the lion, we thrive as the centre of attention, spreading warmth, creativity, and plenty of charisma. That's why we're generally the life and soul of the party.
Even if she says
I
so
didn't make
herself.
this up
Are you talking
myself,
about yourself
honestly.
there, Hannah? I didn't.
Yeah. It's also why our perfect read is full of intensity and larger than life characters. Whether it's bold women uniting against injustice, the simmering tension of a heated romance, or witty memoirs from magnetic personalities, Leos will hopefully enjoy this selection of books. First, we have The Lion Women of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. It's a rich exploration of courage, identity, and friendship, following the intertwined lives of two girls growing up amid the social and political turmoil of 1950s Iran. After the sudden death of her father, Ellie's bourgeois life is shattered. At her new school in a poorer part of Tehran, she quickly becomes inseparable with Homer, united by their aspiration of becoming fearless lion women. Their friendship is tested by their privilege gap and their paths diverge. Years later, when Homer unexpectedly reappears, the young women must reckon with the complexities of class and the friendship that shaped them.
I've heard of that book actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a lovely story.
Yeah, really interesting. Then we have Evenings and Weekends by Oisin McKenna. Is about tension and miscommunication. Add in 30-degree temperatures and you've got evenings and weekends. You know that summer feeling of sweltering streets, restless nights, and the desperate search for distraction. Well, this novel is a kaleidoscopic high drama tale of a sticky weekend of heatwave hedonism told through an ambitiously large cast of characters. All of them are living for the evenings and weekends, and they're all trying and failing to pin someone down long enough to say what truly matters. It's packed with lots of sharply observed asides about city dwellers.
I love the sound of
That's
that.
a good summer read.
Summer in the
That's a good
city.
summer read, isn't
Yes,
it?
yeah.
Hot, sweltering summer in the
That's a
city.
good read.
And I have to say, on a similar subject, Simple Passion by Annie Arnaud is short, but not exactly sweet. It's 60 pages of pure obsession. In the book, Annie is consumed by a brutal, vivid 2-year affair with a married man. She waits for her lover in raw agony, and when he arrives is ecstatic for only the moments he is with her, until he inevitably must leave. She waits for his calls, rearranges her life, and lives only for his presence. All the indignities of unrelenting passion and the erosion of the self in place of desire are laid bare by the author. It's very French, and it's a true story told by the author about herself. So for the Leo who lives for intensity, drama, and passion, this is an essential
Curious
read.
that you can actually have a book of only 60 pages.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible.
It's a short story.
Obviously.
Yes, a novella.
That's very cool.
And finally, I decided to pick a non-fiction book called The Curated Closet, a simple system for discovering your personal style and building your dream wardrobe by Anushka Rees. Leos can be known as style icons. But if you feel you need a bit of help in that department, then this could be the book for you. If your wardrobe is jam-packed, yet you constantly say that you have absolutely nothing to wear.
That's me.
That's
me.
You're not
I
alone.
can't even move the clothes from one side to the other to look.
Definitely close them.
With so many style and shopping options, it can be difficult to create a streamlined wardrobe of pieces that can be worn easily and confidently. In The Curated Closet, style writer Anushka presents a fascinating strategic approach to identifying, refining, and expressing personal style and building the ideal wardrobe to match it, with style and shopping strategies that women can use every day. So in this book, you'll learn to shop smarter and more selectively. Sounds good. Make the most of your budget, master outfit formulas and color palettes, tweak your wardrobe for work, and create a wardrobe of fewer, better pieces.
Sounds very optimum.
Sounds very grown up. Sounds very grown up.
Sounds very,
Very, very idealistic.
It is. I do find the subject, I mean, I've never been like into fashion per se, but I do find the subject fascinating. The idea that obviously we all have completely different body shapes and different things suit us. So if you're looking online, for example, or in a catalogue or on the telly or whatever, and you see someone that looks great in a certain dress, but they're a totally different body shape to you.
Yeah, you just know.
You need to be realistic
Yeah,
and know that it's not going to look the same on
Yeah.
you. So it's understanding what colours suit your skin type, your hair colour, and also your body, whether you have larger breasts or big hips
your
or
frame.
all these, your frame
Yeah,
makes a huge
definitely.
difference.
Exactly, just going blindly following fashion. I've never been able to do that because I'm so
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah.
I grew up in England. I mean, in Spain, I'm more average, but in England, I was very tiny.
Yeah.
And all the fashion things would never suit
big.
me because it's just all too big.
Yeah.
So I learned very early on. I do a lot of shopping in the charity shops, things looking for those different pieces.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
smaller bits. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's easier when you know what kind of style you like
Yeah.
than when you don't have a style.
Yeah.
So
It can take a while as well. It really can. I feel like as I've got older, I know more and more. I'll see things online and go, oh, that looks gorgeous, but it won't suit me. I just know instantly the shape of the dress.
Yeah,
It's
You know,
true,
we've been shopping before and we've got very different shapes
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff that looks gorgeous on you doesn't suit me at all, you know. So
and I
you
think
just
age
need
does
to
it.
know
I've
what-
had some lingerie pieces for years and years from when we used to make lingerie, and I just never felt I was old enough to wear it.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
are now.
And it's only now, recently, it's like, oh, I
think
can
I'm too
maybe
old
wear
to wear
that.
it.
Maybe I can wear that satin dress again.
Oh, do it.
Yeah.
It's like, but
don't waste it.
But no, really, now it's like, oh, okay, I can wear that satin dressing gown now. But when I was younger, it was just like, just wasn't right.
Yeah, it didn't feel right.
But I've grown into it. I've saved it for 30 years,
Oh,
waiting
bless.
to feel I was old enough to wear it.
Oh, yes.
And as you're right, I'm there.
Yeah. Don't wait.
Very nice choices of books.
Thank you.
Really good.
Yes,
Let
there's
us know
something
if you
for
read them.
everyone.
Yes, there's definitely something for everyone.
Have you heard of Zero Hero? Well, I'll tell you. Zero Hero is a community initiative that rewards designated drivers with free soft drinks. Every single one of our venues gets special branding, including this sticker which has a QR code which will lead you straight to our website. The Zero Hero project is in collaboration with the Linea Directa Road Safety Foundation. So whether you're a customer who goes to wonderful restaurants or a restaurant who serves wonderful people, this is definitely something for you. Go to our zerohero.es website to find out more.
Good morning, Spain. Today we're going to do some very simple exercises that you can do at home with absolutely no equipment at all if you want to tone up the muscles on your legs. So just find yourself a space, make sure you don't knock anything over, and just very simply and gently put your hands like this and lift your knees up and down, pulling your knees into your chest, making sure you're breathing into your nose, out through your mouth, and every time you pull your knee up past your belly button, you're actually working your core as well as your legs. So do a couple of those. Fantastic. And then obviously what you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. So hands like this, belly in, knee up and down. A few of these. You can do as many as you want, maybe 20. Just for the sake of the camera, I just want to do a few just to show you. Next one, put your hands by your side, make sure your posture is good, your shoulders are back, and lift the leg up and down. If you want, you can use your arms as well. Lift and down. Bend the knee slightly on the standing leg as it takes the pressure off the back, and lift and down. Really good for toning up the muscles here on the front of the quadricep. Again, remember, we have to do the opposite side, up and down. Pull your belly button in. Inhale, exhale. Great. Now, the muscles on the side of the leg here. You're going to push the leg out to the side and in. So put your hands on your hips. So if you want to work harder, lift the arms up and down. You can always add ankle weights or use Dynabands or weights to increase the intensity and the resistance. But just to make it easy, if you're just beginning, do it without weights, just to wake the muscles up and lifting. Breathe. Always exhale on the difficult part of the exercise, which is the lifting up part. Great. Now this one, we're going to push the leg, making sure that you don't hit anything behind you. We're going to push the legs back. So body is straight, shoulders are back, hands in front. Inhale, exhale, and lift the leg back. I'll move to the side so you can kind of see. Back and up. Let's do 5 this side. Exhale, inhale. 3 more. 2, 1, and then obviously the other side. I'll just go forward, but you know what I mean. Lift, bend the knee of the standing leg. Perfect. Smile, breathe, pull your tummy in. That's it. Push the leg all the way back. Let's do 2 more. 1 more and relax. Just separate your feet. Take a big deep breath in and exhale. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 last time. Inhale. Exhale. Enjoy the rest of your day. Until the next time, see you soon.
Linear Director appreciates just how important our pets are to us, and that's why they brought out one of the most comprehensive insurance policies on the market from just €39.90 a year. Give them a call on 952 147834 or from the website lineardirector.com.
This segment is brought to you by Clear Vision Psychotherapy.
Good morning, Spain. How much of your life do you think is psychologically engineered before you've even left the door?
I'm not even sure I know what that means.
Okay. So, right, well, it's a lot of day-to-day tasks and things that we do, services that we go and use, are actually, there's a lot of research goes into it. So I'm talking about supermarkets, shops, elevators, crosswalks, city centres. There's a whole load of research goes into it in psychological engineering.
Oh, you mean how they're attacking us before we leave the home, that they're preparing us for our day?
Well, I think attacking's a bit strong, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, well, maybe.
Targeting?
Targeting, yeah, maybe.
It still sounds like an attack.
Yeah. And some of it is not quite as obvious as you think. So if we take a supermarket, the baskets and the trolleys, the size of those is even thought about and researched in order to get you to buy more, but not have too big an empty trolley. They also track the trolleys and the baskets as they go around the shop. So they see where people tend to go where the flow goes at certain times of the day and seasonal. And they extrapolate all the data and they set their shop out accordingly. So I think I'm not allowed to name shops, am I?
I don't know.
Okay, so there's a supermarket here which are on they're on their ninth redress of the shop. And colour and space and where all the traffic goes is super important. So, but it's not always to get you to buy certain things. So the one I'm thinking of has a big open fruit and veg section. It's nice and spacey, nice and colourful. It's not necessarily to get you to buy fruit and veg, it's to get you to stay in the shop to buy more produce from the rest of the shop. So it's about your shopping experience, which keeps you there.
They're keeping you entertained while you circulate.
Well, it's like an experience. So you go, oh, this is breezy, nice and colourful.
Yeah.
I will come back here, I will stay here, I'll wander and see what else they've got.
Yeah.
And even trolleys, trolley handles. They did research on the trolley handle. So some have the bar and some have the handles. Do you know why?
No.
Okay. So it's to do with muscles.
Tell us, Simon.
It's actually interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea is that triceps are for push. That's the bar.
Yeah.
Biceps are for pull towards. So they changed the handles and they noticed people who were using the handles bought 25% more produce.
No.
Because you're pulling the trolley towards you. Yeah, it's all about body language and psychology.
How interesting.
Yeah, and they research.
So instead
all
of
this
pushing
stuff.
things away, I'm bringing them into
You're
me.
bringing it into you all the
Wow,
time.
that's
It's
a
also
psychological very
easier
deep.
to handle.
That is,
so
isn't it?
yeah.
I've always noticed how in supermarkets across the world, you generally go into the fruit and veg section first
Yeah.
or near the beginning, or certainly lots of colourful, healthy products.
Yeah.
You never go into like the loo brush toilet.
The department stores,
section.
you walk into perfume.
Yeah,
90%
exactly.
of it's cosmetics
It's
and
always
perfume.
Yeah,
nice
exactly.
first
Yeah.
of all. You'd
Yeah,
never
it
get a
is.
supermarket where you walk straight into bleach and toilet ducts
No.
and things like
not
that.
at all,
Yeah.
no.
That's always at the last
Last
lane.
Well, you think of that
last,
Swedish
aisle.
company that makes you walk around the whole bloody store.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that is, I mean,
Their
that is
psychology
really
was
well
really
psychologically
Yeah.
Yeah.
designed.
Definitely.
Or restaurants. that put the things that are really, really expensive at the beginning, so that when you then get down, so it's like 80, 90, 150 euros. So then when you get a bit further down, although it's 70, 60 euros, psychologically it's not 118. You think you got a deal.
Yes,
Yeah.
because they give you an anchor. It's called a psychological anchor. So the expensive price is it's the same with markdowns. Was 120, now 69. Your brain goes to the anchor and then compares the price, the new price, to the anchor, and that's how. So they push you in certain directions.
And it doesn't
also
cost
how
€6,
so many-
it's $5.99.
I was
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
going to say that. The 99, it's
Yep.
instead of it
Yeah.
being 6, it's 5.99. So
Yeah.
your brain says that it's only about five.
Yeah.
Exactly,
You
and we
think you
kind of
see
know
the
it.
5.
We're aware 9.99, 6.99,
Basically
whatever,
10,
round it
yeah.
up is 10. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
so true.
luxury shops don't do it. So they run on exclusivity, and again, it's chic. Here's the display. It's 2,000 euros on the dot.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and
Interesting.
It gives a different psychological. You're like, ooh,
It's
okay.
like if I get a quote for something, if someone puts it's 1,500, I will be more likely to take the quote that's 1,387.
Yeah.
Because I feel it's been calculated according to the costs,
Yeah.
as opposed to here's a figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are very easily manipulated,
Very
Simon,
easily.
obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's another two chains of supermarkets who, so typically, let me start again. Typically, supermarkets will go, some go on the ethos of, we have everything you need by every brand possible. Come here, we're a one-stop shop. And there's two big chains here and across Europe who have the opposite ethos, which is we will give you limited choice. Therefore, your shopping experience is much easier because too much choice makes people leave. But they also have, it's nicknamed the Isle of Shame, where they dump all this stuff in and you end up coming out with a drill and
So you went in for
bamboo
butter and you
bowl
come
and
up with a
stuff,
drill.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the idea is, so the shopping experience was so easy because there's only 3 different types of tomato frito and stuff like that. And then you get there and they run on, this is limited. So there's scarcity to these products. So instantly your brain goes, oh,
It's today, now or never.
it's today,
Yeah.
it's now or
Yeah.
never. And it's done intentionally.
It's
So-
super
It is
clever.
very
Very
clever.
clever.
It is.
Super scary, super clever.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Just
out
be
Yeah.
there.
careful. And there's another one, which is the elevator buttons and crosswalk buttons. Most of them don't work. Right? So it's the illusion of control because they like to give you that as well.
Oh, you mean it's automatically
It's
done?
all automated, yeah. Elevator buttons, the door close button doesn't work. It runs on a timer because of legislation about people who are disabled in wheelchairs and stuff like that. So once the timer runs out, then when you press the button, it does actually work. But there's a psychological thing behind waiting. We get agitated if we're waiting without knowing when the wait's going to finish. So now they put countdown timers on train stations, crosswalks.
Oh
That's
my
all
God,
to
I even
keep
heard
everybody calm.
Something recently about they were going to have to spend I don't know how much changing lifts because they weren't fast enough, and one of the people came up with the idea of just putting the mirrors
Mirror.
in the lift, and by
Yeah.
putting the mirrors in the lift, no one complained
No,
because they were so busy looking at
Yeah.
themselves that they forgot to be bored. But
Yes.
until the mirrors, but they were about to spend hundreds of thousands because of the
Wow.
complaints of the wait time in the lift until they just had the idea of
Mirrors.
put the mirrors in.
Mirrors. That's
Another one, you
brilliant.
mentioned perfumeries. This was used as an example in sales, and you know you're up against a good salesperson if they ask you which two take your fancy.
Yeah.
They give you the 2,
Yeah.
you try them,
Pick
and then you
one.
want to look for a third, and they'll ask you which one you want to take away. So they present you with a choice of 2 again. Because if they put the third, then the fourth, then the fifth, you'll walk out of the shop.
Yeah, too much choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true though.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've
so
also
just be aware.
noticed more in shops these days how some of the big brands particularly have perfume in the shop. So as soon
Yeah.
as you walk in, it smells nice.
They have a
Exactly,
signature
yeah.
scent.
Yeah, it makes you
Yeah.
want to stay in there
Yeah.
because you're enjoying the experience of being in the
Immediately,
shop
I'm
because it
thinking have a
smells
compliment
nice.
pitch.
Yes, yeah. No, there's
That
a
was
few,
always the
isn't it?
signature, wasn't it?
Yeah,
in that one?
definitely.
But the thing is, it's researched, it's studied, and
Yeah.
they're constantly working on it. So just be aware of, it's not, you could say it's manipulation, but just be aware that this is what's happening and go in and do your shop.
Yeah.
And eat before you go shopping for food.
Yeah.
Always a good
Oh,
one.
yeah, that's a good
Always
one.
a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Don't shop hungry.
No,
Yeah.
Thank you, Simon.
you're very welcome.
Thank you.
We hope you found the program informative and fun. Do check out our website, goodmorningspain.com. You have lots of articles following on topics discussed, links to our social media and our YouTube channel. We love having you with us. Take care of yourselves and have a great week. See you again next week for more. Bye for now. Bye.